Hello and welcome to Queendom TV. Today I'm going to be talking about Zendaya, or Zendaya if you didn't hear the Z sound when I just said that, because while we talk on this channel about child stars, about Hollywood, Disney Channel, Nickelodeon, all these places where a lot of the people that we now support today in their adulthood started, and how horrible the industry has been to them. And today I want to talk about Zendaya because Zendaya is somebody who, if you ask me, kind of was a bit slightly outside of my time as much as maybe some of the other stars that I've spoken about. But I think there's a lot to say about her because she's been through a lot and she's very successful now. She's now in a relationship with Tom Holland, who is the current Spider-Man, and Spider-Man just came out again. And I want to talk about her because, you know, she kind of opened up about how her life was being in Disney. And there was a lot of things that she did, a lot of demands that she made. And I wanted to kind of discuss colorism to an extent, but just the industry again in general. Because, for example, one of the things that's actually, before I get into that, if you want to hear more about this and if you enjoy my content, then please subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about Zendaya from the offset before I get into it. And obviously like the video as well if you are liking the video. The first thing I wanted to talk about was just the competition. Like, she largely, as far as a lot of people are concerned, started from Shake It Up on Disney. She had done a couple of other things beforehand, but that was really where people finally got to see her. And to my surprise, in doing research, she was technically not the lead role, which, for between her and Bella Thorne, who are both playing the lead roles, the so-called lead roles or best friends of the show, I didn't think either of them was more the lead role than the other, which again just goes to show why and how Hollywood just makes things a certain way for no good reason. But she had auditioned for the same role as Bella, which was technically the main role, and she got the role that she got. But she was happy with it because it kind of related to her personality, or at least from what I've seen in interviews, yada yada yada. Now, to me, the issue I want to start off with here is the fact that why are we having children in situations or positions where they are so heavily compared to each other? Because one of the things that has come up in my research in general about Zendaya and Bella is that they were really compared to each other, more so by the producers and others than themselves, because I think from what I've seen, they really wanted to just, you know, have that bond that a lot of people have on set where they get really close with the people that they work with, and it's amazing when you can be able to do that. But unfortunately, they were not allowed to have that because they were in competition, because Bella was kind of the one who was cast in the lead role, despite the fact that Zendaya was the one who had more of the actual training and potentially skill set at the time to be good. And so they were put against each other, which is a shame to me, because I think competition for children is not good. I think, yes, have a healthy level of like maybe accountability, or like, let's progress, let's do better. But, you know, for them to compete is negative. And obviously Zendaya's come out and spoken a lot about how she dealt with colorism, excuse me, and how you know, in Disney they had a tendency to, and I thought Disney was very understanding in a lot of ways. I have to give it to them, because I grew up and I saw things like, you know, the Cheetah Girls, there was That's So Raven, there was Sister Sister. I can't remember if Sister Sister was originally on Disney. But Zendaya particularly had issues with things like her hair and how they treated her hair, and how she had to kind of start again because they were treating her hair negatively. People didn't really understand. Also, the casting in general with Disney, they tend to be on the slightly more racist side, I guess. But the thing is about it that I wanted to mention is not even so much whether I think they're racist or not, because for me that's hard to judge at this stage. What I will say is they went out of their way to do a lot of these disclaimers where they tried to say, even though the stuff that we are projecting in this content, in this movie, in this show, is not really culturally appropriate for where we are today, we're going to be playing it anyways, just to highlight the problems. It's kind of like, not only highlighting the problems, you're, as in the sense of where they're making it seem, which is like, let's stand up for justice. It's more like, to me, it's just more like you knew what you were doing was wrong and you just wanted to get away with it, and you just wanted a way to get away with it. That's how I feel. That's how I'm looking at it, you know. And maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm being harsh on these people. I don't think that I am. And so for Zendaya, I think and for a lot of people, I think it's a very toxic environment. I think for her and Bella, they've followed very different paths as far as where they've come today. Like, you know, Zendaya, like I said, she's ended up in doing a lot of positive things. She seems very unproblematic. Bella's kind of the exact opposite. And to be honest with you, I kind of feel like for Bella, I can see why, because she had to kind of live up to this whole being the best in the lead role, so called. Which again, I don't understand why they had to be a lead role. I don't see why they shouldn't have just both been in the lead. And again, why does Holly Weird do stuff like this? To a lot of people who watch the show, they probably didn't see either of them as more of the lead, but again, they spent more time at Bella Thorne's character's house. Her family was one that was well off. Zendaya's family was not. Why couldn't we have just had two girls who were just amazing? I think that would have been really inspiring for a lot of people, and also very uniting, because I think a lot of the times with a lot of this race stuff and all of that, the problem is not so much even how the universe or community is responding. It's your day to day. Like if you're a person who's a black person or a white person, and then you befriend somebody of the opposite race, and you just do that, that's really encouraging to everybody, because nowadays it's almost like you have to choose a side. And I think whichever side you're on, whether you're black, whether you're white, green, yellow, whatever you are, right, it's really hard to just be able to just make friends nowadays, because everybody's so sensitive. Like, oh well, what do you believe? Like, do you believe what I believe? Because if you don't believe what I believe, I don't agree. When let's just learn from each other. And I think they robbed that opportunity from Zendaya and Bella. I think they were kind of a cute little duo together, you know, and they've both been successful in the world, in the entertainment industry since then. It's just a shame that this is what they went through there, you know, that Zendaya had to start with her hair again, that, you know, she's being told things like, you know, because of her skin color, she should be happy that she's there, or there was something like that that she got told. You know, those things are very detrimental, and I think these are the issues I have with the industry, because it makes people feel like they have to live up to a certain thing, or you have to earn something. You know, you don't. The way I look at it is, if you're gifted and talented, like, you deserve to be there. You know, if you've been booked for a job, it doesn't mean that people, even if somebody has the power to book you for a job, doesn't mean they have the right to treat you like rubbish, you know. But this is apparently and unfortunately what happens for a lot of these child stars. And that's why I'm so grateful and surprised, and I thank the Lord that so many of them made it to adulthood in some level of a clear mind, because they have really been through a lot. Even with Zendaya and Tom, who recently Tom mentioned how he wants to, after this Spider-Man, you know, start to settle down. I just thought that's awesome that they've actually become to that mature place despite everything that Hollywood has thrown at them. So you guys let me know what you think in the comment section down below, about Zendaya, about these kinds of stars, Bella Thorne. Don't forget to subscribe, of course, if you've enjoyed this video, and check out my other videos, and like, of course. Other than that, God bless you all. I don't understand why my eyes are so red all the time now. But anyways, God bless you all, and I'll see you in my next one. Goodbye.